To the 47.
Have to keep your eyes on Antonio Gage Jr. He's lined up on Osman's right on the outside.
Going to throw over to his left. Jad Abdallah, ball is loose. They're going to say a completed catch, but it's going to be fourth down. We were not sure if they were going to rule it incomplete or not.
Fortson opted to go with a quick screen pass, but there just wasn't enough room after the catch for any yards to be gained.
Only a gain of 1 that time, 4th and 4. Fortson going to go for it here, being down 21-0 with 1:46 to go in the first.
They're trying to get you to jump offside.
Bird on the tackle.
We'll see what they're going to do. Are they going to let the play clock run down, or are they going to run a play? And wait for
Could be trying to get Belleville to jump.
And a timeout is going to be called by Fortson with 1:30 to go here in the opening quarter. It's a 21-0 lead for Belleville over Dearborn Fortson to start this game.
And this is, you know, where Fortson is. They have to decide how aggressive they want to be. They brought the offense out for fourth down there before the fourth down, or excuse me, before the timeout. Are they going to do the same? The offense is in the huddle on the field right now, so you'd anticipate that they're going to come back out on the field. But they're in a position now, they're going to look to be aggressive. At least that's what they're showing right now. And I think if you're Fortson, you kind of have to be with the way this game has gone for you. You're down 21-0. You haven't been able to build momentum. This is the first drive where you've really gotten a few positive yards. So they're going to look on fourth down here, try to get that first down, and that would really be significant for them considering how slow their offense has been and how good of a job the Belleville defense has done of getting behind the offensive line and creating havoc for Boston, for Osman, and for the rest of the Fortson offense.
So the offense will stay on the field on fourth down. 4th and 4 at their own 43-yard line. Osman gets set. Looking over. Gets it off. Looking to throw. Pressured. And he falls to the ground. Turnover on downs. A nice play by Trevor Jones and Kobe Langford. And Belleville will take over.
Just no time for Osman to look for an open receiver. The line just collapsed as Belleville broke through and got to Osman. And that's where, you know, if you are the Fortson sideline, you're really upset with the offensive line's performance in this one. They've got to do a better job of protecting their offense and giving their offense even just a chance, a quick second to make a play. When you're collapsing as soon as the snap happens, you're never going to see any positive plays for the offense.
And Belleville was coming with the blitz, and it worked that time. 1st and 10 at Fortson's 38 for Belleville. As Christian Dew-Reed gets back to work. Calls for it, steps back. Has a lot of time. Going to throw deep down the field. Has a person wide open in the end zone, and it's going to be caught by Deion Burks for another Belleville touchdown.
I mean, that's how easy it is for this dynamic Belleville offense. All it takes, and you wouldn't expect Dew-Reed to be as accurate of a thrower and as great of a quarterback as he is. He's not very tall, a bit of a bulkier build for a quarterback, but he just sends it downfield, and obviously a great catch by Deion Burks, just a 5'9" receiver, but he's so quick down the field, able to break tight coverage, and he hauls it in for a quick touchdown. This Belleville offense has been nothing but spectacular in this one, and this is quite a performance after week one where the coaching staff was not happy with their performance, talked about them sleepwalking through it. This has been a dominant showing in the first quarter from Belleville.
The kick by Brewer. Extra point is good, and it's a 28-0 lead to start for the Tigers over the Tractors with 1:16 to go in the opening quarter.
And that's a dejected Fortson team right now as they walk off the field. They certainly don't want to be in this position, but a lot's going to have to change for them in this one to get out of this position because, you know, the offense has struggled between the line and, you know, creating positive yards, but the defense has had their issues as well, and I get it. You're playing the #1 team in the state. It's never going to be easy, but if you're going to compete in this game as you did last year, again, against Belleville, who was, again, a top team in the state, they advanced all the way to the state championship. Unfortunately for them, they lost in the state championship, but nonetheless, a state championship finalist. They have to play better. Fortson has to bring up their level of competition to compete with a team like Belleville, and you expected them to, and this is not the game that I expected coming into this one. I expected a back and forth bash between two teams that, you know, maybe there was some bad blood with how last year ended. Fortson was up in the fourth quarter, 19-13, and they didn't convert on a 2-point conversion. And honestly, if they did, 21-20, they win that game. They lose 20-19 instead. So they were very close to knocking off Belleville. And this year, just not the same performance from them. They got to be better.
Yeah, Fortson has a lot of work to do. They still got a lot of time left in this game, still in the first quarter. Brewer gets a nice kick. Ball's going to be caught near the 10-yard line. Jamal Hannock gets some nice room, gets past the 25, near the 30, and that's where Fortson's going to be getting their next drive. A lot of other key games going on around the state here tonight and in the Metro Detroit area. The west side of the state, two top teams over there, Muskegon Mona Shores, last year's Division II state champion, against Muskegon, last year's Division III state finalist. That's a huge game. Sterling Heights, Stevenson, Macomb, Dakota, two of the top teams in the state in Division I. That's another great matchup as well. So those are the two games I found really interesting outside of this one.
Yeah, every week this year, there's going to be phenomenal matchups all across the state of Michigan. We obviously have a great opportunity to cover some of the best ones throughout the season. Had some good games last week. We had a great game down in Detroit with Cass and King playing. But we're going to get to see the best teams in the state all year long. In Belleville, proving early that they are very much one of those top teams.
Like we mentioned, Belleville making it to the Final Four the past 2 years. They lost to the Division I state champion Chippewa Valley in 2018. We got a flag on the field. And they're going to wave off the flag. Looks like a timeout's been called on the field by Belleville.
Timeout. Practice.
And Belleville's, you know, they're going to be smart about this. They recognize a phenomenal start, obviously. But you're going to expect Fortson to come out and eventually figure out and eventually pick it up. So they're taking this time out. Maybe they saw something that they didn't like and they wanted to reset the defense. Let them know. Maybe they saw something Fortson was looking to do. They were able to read into it. But they take that time out, you know, give them a breather, say, hey, you know, settle down. We've played very well. Let's keep it going. Another great possession here. And we'll continue to take this thing out of control.
We're going to say Fortson called that last time out, so they only got one remaining left of this half. Osmond gets back to work for Fortson. Boston, left side, has space. He's got the 40 before getting pushed out of bounds by Rouser
First out of bounds by number 17 of the Tigers.
and Jamari Button.
Jamari Button. Pickup of 8 brings up second down and 2. For
Second down and 2 with 57 seconds to go. Fortson looking to get on the board.
And again, you know, we've talked about the quiet game for Travis Boston, the senior back. Got a transfer from Oak Park. Obviously a nice 8-yard run there, but a different game for him last week. He had 3 touchdowns, big runs too, you know, 52 yards, 37 yards, 88 yards. Big runs. He's a guy that can break away for long distance runs. This game, he's just been stifled.
Boston gets down in the backfield. Justin Ostrander was there on the play.
Penalty flag on the play.
And a flag is thrown
On
down.
the play, number 18, Bird. Also number 56, Cross.
Azan Bird also making a contribution to that one. We're waiting to see the call on the field. They're going to call unsportsmanlike on the Tractors.
That's something you certainly can't afford when you're down so early in this one. Again, you know, a four-score lead. You start picking up silly penalties, personal fouls. You're just digging yourself a deeper hole to have to try to get out of.
To the 21-yard line of the
I think they also called a hands to the face
second down.
on Fortson as well. So it's second down and 17 at their own 21-yard line. Clock's at 31 seconds here in this first quarter. 28-0 lead for Belleville over the Fortson Tractors. Osman gives out to Boston. Just underhands that one to him.
Boston, the ball carrier.
Gets brought down by a bunch of Tigers that time.
Wrapped up by number 27, Ostrander.
Ostrander,
Also on the play,
Devin
number
Williams,
2,
and Jeremiah Caldwell were all there. And it looks like it is going to end the first quarter of play. It is a 28-0 lead for the Belleville Tigers over the Dearborn Fortson Tractors. The Tigers making a statement here tonight after a 3-point victory last week against Livonia Stevenson.
Yeah, Alex, they didn't waste any time tonight getting things going. Obviously, it started off for them with a touchdown throw from their star quarterback, Christian Dureed, the senior, with a great pass to Daryl Johnson in the right corner of the end zone. But this Belleville offense, phenomenal, and the defense has stifled a Fortson offense that likes to and is good at getting up the field and producing a bevy of points.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get ready to start the second quarter, this broadcast is brought to you by the Detroit Free Press, your flagship news and information source for sports in Michigan. The Free Press has launched a new digital subscription model which gives high school sports fans exclusive access to Mick McCabe's weekly columns, rankings, and predictions. Your support will help the Free Press stream high school sports, high school football games all season long. Subscribe today at freep.com for our latest promotional offer. So third down and 14 coming up for the Tractors at their own 24-yard line as they move right to left to begin the second quarter.
Yeah, third and 14, where you're back deep in your own side of the field. And we haven't even seen Osman target Antonio Gage Jr. once in this one because he hasn't had time to throw the football. It's been a lot of handoffs to Boston. You'd like to be able to use your most dynamic offensive player. So hopefully, if you're fortunate, you're able to do that, and the line is able to protect Osman so that he can start to throw the football.
Third and 14, pressure again. Needs to throw it off, he can't. He gets brought down. What a nice play in the backfield by Damon Payne.
Damon Payne.
Yeah, and Payne, the number 2 ranked defensive tackle in the nation by 247 Sports, top defensive tackle in the state, and Alabama football commit. Obviously, you know that Alabama, always one of the top football programs in the country, always have one of the top recruiting classes in the country. Damon Payne is one football player. You're going to be hearing his name to come for years on out, way beyond this Belleville football field. But an absolute monster on the defensive line for the Tigers, and right there coming up with another big play in the backfield for a loss.
Fourth down and 23 for the Tractors. Kareem Ali going to send this one away. Gets it off. Good distance here. Johnson is back. He's going to let this ball bounce to the 40. into the Fortson 41-yard line.
Ollie
Took a
Buckley
bounce
down
backwards
by
a few
number
yards,
24.
and then in for a
Siyak.
couple. So the Tigers will begin in
But
Fortson
Tigers will
territory.
have it. 1st and 10 from the Trackers 41.
And the Belleville offense has been very aggressive in this game. Obviously, it's led to this big scoring output that we had in the first quarter from them, 28 points. We'll see if they carry that into the second quarter. They're going to continue to look to throw the ball. You know, Dew Reed has that downfield throwing ability. Are they going to try to get another quick one like on their last possession? We'll see, but you know, incredible performance from the Belleville offense as they step back out on the field, onto the field for another drive.
10:45 to go in this first half. Belleville up 28-0 to start the game. First and 10. Dew Reed. Pressure coming from the Tractors. Looking to his right side, going to throw it. That one is going to be caught. They're going to say it is inbounds. He made the catch. Nice one by Christian Rapley.
Yeah, and Dew Reed facing some pressure. That's really the first time he's faced pressure from the Fortson defense in this one, but he rolls out to his right as the pressure closes in on him, unloads it on the sideline to Rapley, and Rapley able to secure it before stepping out of bounds. Another just incredible play from a Belleville offense that continues to trudge downfield.
First down and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Oh, man, don't leave that shit. Oh, 24 ain't ready, bro.
Dew Reed looking over. That one's caught by Johnson. He has space before getting shoved out of bounds by Jad Abdallah.
Urie's pass is complete to number 9, Daryl Johnson, pushed out of bounds by Jad Abdallah.
You're looking at 1st and goal for Belleville after just a couple
Takes the ball down
passes. You
to
can
the
see they're going to continue to
Trackers
be
9-yard
aggressive,
line, 1st and goal for the Tigers.
blow up this score as much as they can, at least for the time being.
Dew Reed, 2 wide receivers to his left. Wants to throw over there, he does. Looking to the back of the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown, Belleville. An excellent catch by Dion Burks once again, his second of the game.
For a Tigers touchdown.
And just a nice pass again, where Dew Reed likes to throw the football, the back corner of the end zone, and he does it again right there to Burks, who open as he beats his man on his route. And it's another quick 6 for those Belleville Tigers.
Jonathan Brewer doing the holding, number 9, Daryl Johnson.
Brewer getting ready for the extra point once again. Good snap, kick away. And that one is good.
The kick is good.
35-0 Belleville over Dearborn Fortson. And Belleville continuing to put it on here in front of their home crowd here tonight.
They've had an electric performance and a well-receptive performance by this Belleville faithful. And Belleville allowing fans, you know, some schools have decided to not allow any fans, but they're allowing a limited number of fans at their game. You know, these fans have turned out, family members of the players have turned out in support, and they've caught an electric performance by a well-oiled machine so far.
Back deep for the Trackers, Haddock and Siyak.
Ready once
Here
again.
kicking for the Tigers, number 26, Jonathan Brewer.
Excellent start so far. Four touchdown passes already for Christian Dew Reed in this one. Only had one last week against Livonia Stevenson. This one up in the air, and that one looked like it was touched out of play there by the Tractors. Ball's loose. They're going to say it's a fumble, and we'll say who's on it. Looked like that ball was going to go out of bounds,
Recovered by the Tractors.
but they're going to say Fortson has the football with 10 and 19 to go in this first half. That one is picked up by Mohammed Said.
Ball being spotted down at the 26-yard line of the Tractors. Well, they'll have it first and 10.
And Fortson almost gave it away again.
Yeah,
Second
just
time.
another shaky play right there from Fortson, unable to hold on to the football. Luckily, they're able to drop onto it after almost losing it again.
It's the second time here tonight that they almost fumble it on a kickoff. And Fortson really needs to score here. So they're down 35-0 with 10 and 19 to go in this first half. Not the start they were looking for here in this one. Lost with 34 seconds to go last week against Livonia Franklin. Osman on 1st and 10, pressured once again, pass incomplete.
Osman pass intended for number 24.
Miles Rouser
Mohammed
wanted to make the
Sayyad
sack,
is incomplete.
but Said unable to make the catch as that one was too short.
Yeah, and there, Osman, not a ton of time, was facing pressure, but he did have the opportunity to get rid of that one a little bit sooner. And when he's, we saw there facing pressure,
26.
dropped back, tried to get rid of it, but didn't put enough on it as he threw it short. He's got in a situation like that, he's got to get rid of the ball quicker when he still has the chance.
Osman getting ready again.
And one thing we haven't seen from Osman in this one, and because he hasn't had the space to us, he's a dual threat quarterback. He's very capable of tucking, keeping himself, and running on the ground. We haven't seen that today.
Breaks through a tackle, keeps it himself. He's on the right side, his left side of the field. Wanted to go right, but instead went to his left.
Well, right on cue, they're able to just get an easy gain of yards, 9 yards there for 2nd and 1, but that was easy for him. Had a little bit of space, went to his left and got 9.
Down and short.
3rd down and 1 at the 35-yard line. Looking over at the sideline. Three in the middle, 3 in the back for the Belleville defense. On 3rd and short, Boston gets it. Looking for the first down. He wants to get there, and he does. Fortson is able to move the chains.
And on the play,
Yeah, they haven't been able to do that much tonight. So
also
a
on
welcome
the play,
sight for the
number
Tractors.
34 of the Tigers, Green.
But they're absolutely
Something over
confident.
there.
Even in a game like this where the line has been able to quickly get to the backfield, they're very confident in handing the ball to Boston on a 3rd and 1, a 3rd and 2. They know he can get those short yard gains, and he does right there, extending the drive for Fortson.
9.5 to go. Ball's at the 39-yard line after a gain of 4 by Boston. Osman looks to pass. Looking for Ali. In and out of his hands, incomplete. Looking to make that catch with his right hand. He had to leap a little bit. It bobbled. And it's going to be 2nd down. Saw James Robinson, the freshman defensive back, making a play. Second down and 10. Osman looks over, looking to his right, has a man, that one in and out of his hands. Mohammed Said, as it was broken up.
Broken up by number 8.
Broken up by Rouser.
And Fortune trying to use Antonio Gates Jr. there as a decoy, setting him up in the slot. He's usually been out on the outside, so you put him in the slot, maybe draw some attention. Belleville defense does. They had a one-on-one opportunity there, but just wasn't able to bring it in, was Syed.
Third and 10. Tractors making some late substitutions. Fortson gonna get it off. Osman steps back in the pocket, looking to throw, incomplete. Was looking for Jad Abdallah that time.
Osman's pass intended for number 8.
Caldwell
Abdallah.
and Budden were right there, and now it's fourth down.
Yeah, maybe that one just slipped out of the hands of Osman, and he didn't have a strong spiral on that one, as it just kind of wiggled in the air. And on 4th and 10, it looks like the kicking unit's going to come out for the Tractors.
You don't want to give good field position to Belleville, as the ball's placed at the 39.
Punting for the Tractors, number 10, Kareem Ali.
Ali getting ready to punt this one once again. Johnson in the back. He's at the 20 of Belleville. Gets it off. Good distance on this one as it bounces to the 35, past the 35. And that one going to be touched by Jamal Hannock.
And we got a flag back near the punt, or at least where the line was.
Penalty flag on the play.
We'll see what this is. The officials talking this one over.
Got to be away. First game we played bad. Except for Saban. We played Brighton.
We're still waiting on the word from the officials.
We be ready for that. But if we play at home,
It's going to be personal fouls on both teams. Going to offset, and it's going to be first down for Belleville.
Football fouls. One against the Tractors, one against Belleville, offset.
Score update, 14-0 lead for Muskegon Mona Shores over Muskegon at Muskegon tonight. Like we mentioned, Muskegon Mona Shores was last year's Division II state champion. Muskegon last year's Division III state finalist. The ball will be placed at the 37-yard line of the Tigers as Dew Reed gets back to work. High snap, steps back, looking to throw. He has an open man, and that one is going to be incomplete. Rashad Wilson could have had that one.
Rashad Wilson is incomplete.
Syed as well on that play.
Penalty flag on the play.
Omar Nashal.
And Belleville continues to take shots down the field.
hey, I like the route though.
They don't care what the score says. I don't blame them. You know, you're still in the first half. It's not a running clock yet. That doesn't start till the second half.
Personal foul, face mask.
Face mask
against
is
the
called on the
Tractors.
Tractors. That's what the flag was. 35-0 lead, 8:41 to go in this first half. As the ball will be moved after the play.
Penalty, that takes the ball into the Tractors territory at their own 48-yard line.
48-yard line.
Belleville doesn't really need this kind of help. They've had no troubles moving the ball down the field. But if, Fortune's going to commit these penalties, Belleville's going to just continue to add on points.
Dew Reed able to keep it himself this time. We haven't seen that yet. Slides to the ground after a few yards.
Yeah, he was able to evade a tackle by Muhammad Shumain and gain pottage yards. It looked like he was maybe going to be brought back in the backfield after keeping it himself, and will look to be an option play.
Helmet came off at the end of the play by the offensive lineman Jacoby Watkins.
Down to the
He'll have to go to the sidelines. Second down and 6 at the 44-yard line under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Dew Reed. Time to throw it. Throwing deep pass down the field. Incomplete, trying to make a diving catch was the junior wideout, Trevor Jones.
Yeah, just a little bit too far out in front of Jones, who extended for it, but wasn't able to haul it in. But I mean, Dew Reed, just watching him throw the football, so pure how he just skies it in the air as it descends down. Almost a catchable pass for Jones, but that sets up a 3rd and 6 for Belleville.
Fortson needs a stop, needs something to get some momentum. Let's see if they could put some pressure on Dew Reed here. 3rd and 6 at the 44-yard line. Quick pass over, caught by Wilson before being brought down by Vishal.
Dennis Crawford. That moves the ball down to the 33.
The 33-yard line. It's going to be a first down. Gets 11 yards out of that one. I formation here again for the Tigers. We saw that earlier in this game. Dew Reed steps back. Always has a lot of time. Too far that time for Maurice Hitchcock.
Yeah, that was a rocket from Dew Reed, a little bit high. Haven't really seen him miss wild like that since the opening drive for Belleville. He's been so spot on in this one.
He's looking to throw it deep every time down the field.
Which is different than how it started, because Belleville started early in the game with quick passes, short passes where it was letting the wide receivers create for themselves, take their one-on-one matchups. But as the game has gone on, it's been more of Dew Reed looking deeper down the field, and it's worked.
Fortson hasn't been able to adjust. 2nd and 10, has Wilson at the 30, breaks through a couple of tacklers at the 20, has open space, is going to head into the end zone, and he has a touchdown, and the Tigers add on to their lead.
Now we got flags flying back near the line of scrimmage, a little bit in front of it.
Pass was complete to number 14, Wilson.
And Rashad Wilson looked like he was about to go down, stayed up, and took it to the end zone. We do have...
He just broke to his right, took some space, got a couple blocks near the end zone, and was able to beat the foot race in.
We do have 2 flags on the field.
Yeah, we've seen more and more flags throughout this game. It's been a lot of clock stoppages. One, because of Belleville continuing to throw the football, but these flags have added up, and we've seen the clock continue to stop even in a big, blowout game so far. You would see a running clock, but at 35 points, it doesn't start until the second half. Per MHSAA state rules.
Good.
The touchdown will stand as it's called on the field. And Belleville getting ready for the point after. Brewer getting back out there. Missed 1 extra point here tonight.
At the end of the play, there was unsportsmanlike conduct, 2 fouls against Belleville. Will be assessed at the kickoff.
So unsportsmanlike conduct penalties will be added on to the kickoff.
Daryl Johnson to hold out for the extra point, Jonathan Brewer.
Brewer getting set. Gets the hold, kick away, and that one is good.
Kick is up and
Right
good.
through the middle there, and it's 42-0 in favor of the Tigers.
And who would have expected this, Alex? Coming into tonight was set to be a great matchup, a closely competitive game between 2 very good football teams, but Belleville has just come out and shown that they are on another level. They are the top tier, and they may just stand alone in that top tier. And it's been a dominant performance after, again, what was a slow week 1 for them. Obviously, they won the game, but just a 3-point win, that's not good enough for a program like Belleville, for a team like Belleville that has all the wins that they have, has all the talent that they have, has all the future college football players, potentially NFL football players on their roster. This is a team that has come out so far, and this has just been a statement game. When you look at how this game has gone, they have not wasted any time. They're not, running down the clock. They're throwing the football. They're launching it downfield. They are here to make a statement on their home field against a team that almost beat them last year, and this Fortson team has not been able to respond.
It's really been hard for the Tractors to come on in, looking to respond in this one. They just need something to go their way. You got to give credit to the Belleville defense too for not allowing the Tractors to gain much yardage on offense.
Oh, it's been a very slow offensive day for the Tractors when they've been out on the field. They've not had any success in the air, and on the ground it's been very minimal. Boston has only slowly been able to start getting positive yardage throughout the second quarter after the first quarter, where he was getting stuffed behind the line every time he touched the football. So,
also Antonio Gage Jr., he has not had a catch in this one here tonight.
Not had a catch, let alone maybe even a target. They haven't been able to give time for Osman, and Gates hasn't been put in a position where he's been available.
And the kick goes out of bounds by Brewer, and
Kick goes out of bounds.
there'll be a penalty marker for the kick going out of bounds. Ball will be spotted at the 35. Got some other scores around the Metro Detroit area. West Bloomfield 17-7 over Southfield Arts and Technology. Lake Orion playing their first game of the season, up 24-0 over Oak Park. Stony Creek up 21-7 at halftime over North Farmington. A lot of talented teams out in Oakland County. playing tonight.
I think if you look all across the state, I think this is a great year in terms of talent for Michigan. And, I mean, it's always been, Michigan has always produced some great high school football and some great future, college NFL players. But this is just another year where there is loaded talent across the board. I mean, you look at, players in this game. Look at Damon Payne, number 2 ranked defensive tackle in the country, an Alabama commit. You look at the way Penn State has focused so heavy on recruiting in Michigan. There's Penn State commits in this game. There were Penn State commits in both the games that the Detroit Free Press covered last week. So these schools outside of your Michigan State, and some of your other local schools, Central Michigan and Western Michigan, you go into D2 and NAIA. Schools from outside of the state have really put a focus on this Michigan area, and they see a lot of talent. I mean, we're seeing it year in and year out, and this year you look across the state and you look at some of the players, and it's outstanding. It's outstanding to see how many talented high school football players are that go out week in and week out and put out electric performances for themselves, for their schools, and for the fans that come out and want to watch high school football. I've been given the opportunity to watch high school football after many, it was expected that we weren't going to get high school football in the fall. Maybe we'd get it in the spring. Obviously a late decision, rallies around football to come back. In the fall, we've been able to enjoy it, and we get to see all these talented players. We're very blessed to be in this position.
Yeah, absolutely. They earn it. They earn the opportunity to play these high-level Division I schools outside of the state and in the state. Fortson will now get the ball up in Belleville territory for the first time here tonight. Osmond gets sacked on the play. The Tigers put a lot of pressure, waited a second, and then ran right to him.
Number 17.
Yeah, Osmond tried to duck out of the way, but got wrapped up for a loss.
Jamari Budden
Also went on the play,
led the charge on that one.
Casey Gordon.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 15 coming up. Six minutes to go in this first half, 42-0 lead for the Tigers over the Tractors. Osmond steps back. He's all the way back at the 40-yard line, and that one is going to be intercepted. And he falls down to the ground. Belleville picks off Osmond for the 2nd time here tonight. And it's going to be intercepted by Damon Payne.
And he just snatched that one out of the air. I mean, it was a one-hand snatch. A vicious interception. If that's how, I didn't know you could describe an interception like that, but I would really describe that as vicious. He brought his arm up and he just brought it in. And it looked like Osmond, a nice job of scrambling out of the way of the Belleville defense, but I guess you get a little bit ahead of yourself there as he turns it over. And the Belleville offense heads back out onto the field with 5:42 left to play in the first half.
And they're going to have the ball at the 43-yard line. Osmond was back near the 40. In his own 40, he was way back. He didn't want to get sacked again, so he threw it, and Payne was able to take it away. Drew Reed looking back, looking deep down the field once again. Wilson had it in his hands and lost it.
And a great defensive play by Noshel. The good coverage there.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers.
Stayed with his man and broke up the pass.
2nd down coming up here. Nashal and Daryl Jones Jr. were on that one. And Drew Reed is still looking to throw it here. Steps back again. Lots of time. Throwing deep downfield. Incomplete. Intended receiver that time for the Tigers was Hitchcock. Jones once again defending him.
Too much on that ball from Dew Reed. But I mean, we heard from the sideline, you know, Belleville's not playing 2 quarters. We're playing 4 quarters. They're going to continue to try to win this football game. As you heard, Jermaine Crowell on the sideline. We're not playing 2 quarters. We're playing 4. He's going to continue to take shots with his offense and try to attack on more points.
3rd down and 10. That one is caught. That time by Rapley. Loses the football. It goes out of bounds. That one's picked up by Sayed.
Pass was complete.
Yeah, that was
to
stripped
number 7, Rapley.
out of the hands of Rapley. Went out of bounds, but it's going to stay with Belleville.
Ball out of bounds.
We'll see.
Down near
We're
the
seeing if the ball went out of bounds
15-yard line.
first.
However, the ball will be spotted where he initially caught the ball at the point of the fumble.
So it's going to stay with Belleville. Rapley very fortunate.
That catch gives the Tigers
To
a
keep
first
the
down,
ball.
1st and 10. From the
Would have been the first turnover for the Tigers here tonight.
17-yard line.
He made the catch, was moving with the football before he fumbled it. Just one of the toughest calls to make if it's a fumble or an incomplete pass. They're going to hand it off. This time has a lot of space. Going into the end zone, and it is a touchdown for Toby Langford.
Way too easy again. You throw. Well, Fortune was thinking throw, and Langford just goes right up the middle, takes a couple of hits to his knees, to his legs, but able to power through and take it into the end zone for another 6.
Adding on to this lead of the Tigers.
Tell him to quit. Tell him to quit, man. I don't want to see no more. I just don't want to see no more. It's open. You hear me?
And for the extra point, number 22,
Brewer
Jonathan Brewer.
getting set once again.
Number 9, Daryl Johnson.
Hey, run that one thing we talked about. Remember the one thing.
Get ready for the point after. Snap, kick, up. And that one is good.
Good.
And now it is a 49-0 advantage for the Tigers here tonight.
49.
And if you're Coach Crowell, obviously you're telling your team, we got to play 4 quarters. We don't let up. We don't give in. We keep playing like it's 0-0, like we're down a score. But deep down, you have to just be incredibly impressed with this performance from your team. And it just an incredible, dominant statement from an offense and a defense that has been cohesive, has been dominant, been quick, forcing turnovers, going deep down the field. It's just been all too easy for this entire Belleville unit.
5 touchdown passes for Dew Reed here tonight.
Haddock and Sayad back deep for the Rockers.
84
Kicking off for
He
the
needs
Tigers,
24
26,
more touchdown
Jonathan
passes
Brewer.
this season to break the all-time record for most touchdown passes in any high school player's career in the state of Michigan.
It's a testament to how incredible of a quarterback Dew Reed is, the career he has had as a Belleville Tiger. A special, special player.
That one kicked up in the air. That one lost again by the Tractors. On the ground, Damarian Williams had it in his hands and lost it. But the Tractors once again not able to hold on to it the first time, but able to keep it.
Damarian Williams.
Something interesting about Drew Reed is that he does not have any offers yet. And in his senior campaign, just kind of surprising.
Oh, it absolutely is. I mean, you got to look at the statistics that he's put up, his abilities to throw the football. You can watch on film how comfortable he is throwing down the field. He's a special player. There's really no question about it. The stats in the film, the record, would all back that up.
First down at 10 for Fortson. Looking to chase Mason G. Montgomery's record from Stockbridge High School, who had 124 touchdowns from 2014 to 16. It'd be a huge accomplishment for this young man. Osman, first and 10. He was looking to throw it deep this time, looking for Antonio Gates. That one is batted down by the Tigers. That's the first time Gates has been targeted in this game.
Osman's pass intended for number 7, Gates, broken up by number 3, Lee.
Deshaun Lee deflecting that one away.
Second down.
That was the first time that they targeted Gates.
From number 40.
Osman threw it behind, almost another interception.
Osman has 2 of those here tonight. Second and 10. Osman gets pressured once again and is brought down. Rouser has really made some key plays defensively.
We want to see him again in the playoffs.
Third down and long for the Tractors, 4.5 to
Move the
go.
ball back to the Tractors' 32-yard line, where it's third down and long for the
Hey,
Tractors.
throw in the damn towel.
Osman going to call it over at a sideline. The Tractors need something to look forward to in the before the second half. Osman needs to get out of it, and he won't.
Osman again in the backfield by a Holston
Second
Tigers.
time in a row, he's been pressuring the backfield for a loss. And it brings up fourth down
Led by number 29 of the
with
Tigers,
3:44
Devon
remaining.
Williams. Well,
Injury on the field, and it's one of the Tigers. That's Devon Williams, the junior linebacker. He's down on the ground. Hopefully he is okay.
Absolutely. You never want to see someone go down.
Looking to get up,
Devon Williams, the
able to,
Tigers,
with a little bit of help,
wish him a speedy recovery.
walking on one foot. As he heads over to the sideline. Another update from the Macomb County area. At Sterling Heights, Stevenson, Macomb, Dakota. 12-0 lead for the Titans over the
Back deep,
Cougars.
number 9.
Huge game for both teams.
In the play.
Rematch of last year's Division I district finals.
Kareem Allen.
Scoot up.
49-0 here. Ali kicks this one to the 42. Looks like it is going to be out of play at the 40-yard line of the Tigers.
40-yard line, we'll have it, 1st and 10.
Still 3.5 minutes left in this very long first half, and that's plenty of time for Belleville, for the way that they've played in this game, to continue to throw the ball, take shots downfield.
Belleville.
Again, you don't get the running clock until the second half. Have to be up by 35 or more points.
Drew Reed is heading back out into the field.
Hey, he's got a touchdown record to beat, Alex. There's no rest for the weary.
He only had 1 touchdown last week against Livonia Stevenson
Hey, yeah, exactly. You got to make up for lost time.
in a shortened season. He's done so much to this Belleville team over his time as a Tiger. And a flag on the field.
Whistle on the field. Delay of game.
Delay of game called on the Tigers. 1st and 15. Drew Reed gets it off, wants to throw deep, has to scramble around, gets it off, pass is complete to Burks. Looking to get some more yards, but a bunch of tractors stop him.
Is complete to number
Even
4,
under pressure, Drew Reed is able to get out of it and find an open receiver.
I mean, facing pressure, ducks out of the way, and able to take his time and still find Burks. I mean, this is just a great performance. It's a display of ability by Drew Reed, who has just continued to impress in this one. Not that you'd expect anything less from him.
1st and 10. They're going to hand it off with some space before he gets brought down on the play. A nice run by Davion Pitchford, the junior running back. He gets the ball for the first time tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the opportunity you have. It's a 49-0 game here in the first half. You get to work in some other guys, you know, your second guy on the depth chart. And this is an opportunity for a guy like Pitchford to get on the field a little bit as a junior. You know, you're going to see him next year for this team. Give him some experience.
Long throw this time by Drew Reed, looking into the end zone, and that one is going to be caught for a Belleville touchdown.
It's just all too easy. All too easy. All it took, a quick run, a deep pass, and it's another 6 for a Belleville offense that just will not quit.
Jeremiah Caldwell catches that touchdown, and that's touchdown number 6 for Drew Reed.
Brewer in for the extra point.
Next time we'll wear our practice shirt.
Johnson to hold.
Brewer getting ready for the extra point. Kick away. Able to get it through, and he does. 56-0. 2 and 10 remaining here in this first half.
56 for the Tigers.
Well, you know, I think you look at who's come out and who's put out the most impressive performance. In week 2, I think it's going to be a tall task to top what Belleville has done here tonight. You know, some were speculating after their week 1 win, you know, but remember, not a big win for them. It was a close, hard-fought game. People were speculating, well, maybe this Belleville team just isn't as good. Maybe they just don't have that it factor about them. And today they have come out and silenced any doubts that could be had about this team, up 56-0 with 2 minutes left to play in the first half. An incredible performance from an incredible team. One team that's going to just be a factor all season long.
Absolutely. Playing against a team like Dearborn Fordson, who has been really well over the last few years. Done really
Leading
well
off for the Tigers,
under
Florida
head
State
coach
Brewers.
Walker Zaban, who's done a great job with this program, making some runs in the Division I playoffs. They made it to the district finals last year, losing to Cass Tech. As that one is going to be caught there by the Tractors, by Jamal Hannock. He gets down past the 25-yard line, and laundry on the field, and players going at it. After the play, Fordson looking to get back out on the field.
Personal foul, face mask, Belleville.
Face mask will be called. That penalty will be added to the end of the play.
15-yard penalty moves the ball up to the 35-yard line of the Tractors. Well, they'll take over first and
Got
10.
one timeout to work with before halftime.
I think if you're Fordson right now, down 56 to nothing, I think you're just looking to get into the halftime at this point. I don't think that the timeout really is a factor here. Obviously not the performance that you wanted or had anticipated in this one tonight.
Osman calling Boston to go over to the opposite side. That one is going to be caught by Sayed, quickly brought down. Another flag is thrown at the end of the play. Belleville not pleased about that one.
They want to clear the bench, yeah. They want to clear the bench. We might be a little too aggressive, Paul. We might be a little too
Another flag that stops the clock.
155.
Penalty flag on the play.
Both of these teams were the top two teams in the Kensington Lakes Activity Association East Division last year. Belleville in first and Fordson at number 2. Both of these teams play in a really tough division. Got Livonia Franklin and Livonia Churchill.
Personal
Also
foul
some
against
top
the
teams
Tigers.
in the division as well.
foul. That wasn't no personal foul. That wasn't no personal foul, though.
Livonia Franklin
15-yard
made it to the
penalty.
Division
Moves the
II
ball
state
up to
finals
the
in
Tractors'
2017.
47-yard line. Good for a Tractors first down.
That's another good program, no doubt about it.
Livonia Churchill has been really good over the last few years, making it to the playoffs in Division II. .125 to go. Ball is placed at the 47-yard line of the Tractors. Osman. And the ball's loose. Miscommunication at the line. We'll see who has it. Osman was looking for the ball, like, where is it?
Ball recovered by number 5, Travis Boston.
Travis Boston able to pick it up.
That moves the ball back to the Tractors 45-yard line.
And a timeout called with 1 minute remaining
Belleville.
by Belleville.
Yeah, I don't really see that need for this kind of a timeout. 56-0 to score. I mean, you don't really need the timeout. A minute left in the half. You're well in control. I guess if you want to just give your team a breather for a minute, but only a minute left to play anyway until you get to go, and they'll take a break for 15 minutes and talk things over. And in reality, if you're Belleville, you got to be happy with this half. You should be happy going to the locker room, and it should be a pretty relaxed halftime.
Belleville coming back out on the field. They've done extremely well on both sides of the ball. 2nd and 12 coming up for the Tractors. Fordson, a very good program, like I mentioned. Still have a lot to look forward to for them heading into the playoffs in a few weeks.
Yeah, all teams get into the playoffs this year per MHSA rules, but there's plenty of time for them to figure some things out after it looks like it's going to be an 0-2 start for them. They have some work to do. You know, they have to make some adjustments if they're going to be able to compete with these top teams like the Belleville. And they have to make some changements and grow.
Boston got tackled by Green, and flags are flying everywhere.
There's going to be another penalty on Belleville. Took the shoe off of, I believe, Travis Boston Jr. and took it over to the Belleville sideline. I mean, it was not necessary. You know, that's not something that should be happening.
Philly flag on the play.
And the last few plays, Belleville,
I'm not sure if it came off of Boston and he threw it initially or something, but from where I saw, you know, Belleville takes it over to their sideline. Just leave it where it is. Obviously, that's going to be a penalty. These refs are talking now. And in this game, we've seen tensions rising between the two sidelines.
Belleville has gotten a lot of penalties called against them. And they've came out with a lot of intensity in this game. And unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called on the Tigers.
I mean, there's 52 seconds left in the half. Leave the shoe where it is. Let's go into halftime, you know? It's just unnecessary.
That takes the ball down.
You have the lead.
42-yard line.
You want to be able to just play the right way. .52 seconds left. First and 10 at the Tiger 42. Osman with a high snap. He's going to hand it off to Williams, to Marion Williams. It's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say he stayed in bounds before he went out of bounds. Clock is at 36 seconds, second down coming up. Really want to get into the end zone.
Takes the ball down to the 39-yard line.
To have something on the board before halftime.
Ideally, you wouldn't be in this position in the first place. One score is really not going to do much for you, but if you're fortunate, you know, maybe that's your goal right now. Get a score and try to build on a better second half. You're not going to win this football game, but you have a better second half. Try to build confidence going into week 3.
Williams set an open field. He lost the football as he ran into a Belleville defender. Clock continues to run.
But initially by number 33 of the.
He had open space. Looked like he had a chance to go into the end zone.
Well, he got hit. You know, he wasn't going to break free. It was just he had a nice run and then got hit and lost the football.
And that looks like that is going to end the first half of play. 56-0 in favor of the Belleville Tigers over the Tractors of Dearborn-Fordson.
No score.
You know what we expected this kind of a game. We were expecting a much closer game, but that has not been the case. And Belleville has put out a statement that they are top dog and they want everyone to know it. An impressive performance from them in half number 1, and you can only admire how dominant they've been.
They absolutely 5 touchdown passes from Jewel Reed. He has done really well so far. Actually has 6 touchdown passes, I should say. Deion Burks has caught 2 passes. Many other guys have stepped it up. Also got a pick 6 as well early in the game. Belleville's really excited right now. Dearborn-Fordson, this is not the game like we mentioned. They wanted to come in after losing in heartbreaking fashion to Livonia Franklin last week. Looking to talk things over and finish out strong here in this second half. So a 56-0 lead for Belleville over Dearborn-Fordson here at Belleville High School. We'll take a break. We'll be back for the second half right here on the Detroit Free Press Game of the Week.
alumni back. Alumni game, you ready? Yeah, you got a series in you? Jerry's like, Dan might take one to the crib. They ain't got a series in it, baby. I told you. We got a series in it.
And welcome back, everybody, to Belleville High School here in our Detroit Free Press Game of the Week. It's a 56-0 lead for the Belleville Tigers over the Dearborn Fortson Tractors. Alex Johnson and Aaron Johnson with you. Belleville, it's been all Tigers here in this first half. Belleville got really started. Got a touchdown on their opening play, got a pick 6 on the second play. It's been a stellar performance so far by Christian Dury, 240 yards and 6 touchdown passes for him as well.
Yeah, he's been on the mark. Alex started off early on in the game with short passes, but quickly started looking deeper and deeper down the field. He's connected on multiple long-distance touchdowns. He's been phenomenal in this one, displaying the complete package. Good at throwing the ball, can scramble when needed, has made throws under pressure. He's been great leading the offense for the Belleville Tigers, but you can't look past the performance of the defense. They forced multiple turnovers in this game. Damon Payne with one of the two interceptions for Belleville, the Alabama commit, and #1 ranked defensive tackle in the state, #2 in the country. But an all-around dominant performance from the #1 team in the state.
Absolutely, it's been a team effort the whole way through, and Fortson's going to get the ball first to begin the second half. It's going to be a short kick once again. Fortson looking to get on at that time. Going to get it on that play, Muhammad Darwish.
Kick is recovered by the Tractors at about their own 45
Tractors are able to pick it up that time.
And
And we're ready to begin the second half. This broadcast is brought to you by the Detroit Free Press, your flagship news and information source for sports in Michigan. The Free Press has launched a new digital subscription model, which gives high school sports fans exclusive access to Mick McCabe's weekly columns, rankings, and predictions. Your support will help the Free Press stream high school football games all season long. Subscribe today at freep.com for our latest promotional offer. We will see if the Tractors can find some positives here in this second half.
Yeah, we'll see what their offensive philosophy is.
They're going to hand it off this time over to Hussein Beydoun, the sophomore running back at 5'10". Gets his first carry of the night.
number 47, the ball carrier, Beydoun.
Belleville has done a very great job of limiting Travis Boston Jr.'s performance. And Antonio Gates as well. Antonio Gates only 1 target, no receptions.
Yeah, not the game you were expecting from him, but between him and Osmond not having an opportunity to connect, it's because the defensive line has been able to just collapse into the backfield and collapse the offensive line for Fortson. He hasn't been an option.
High snap, falling down to the ground on the play. A flag is down at the end there. It was a high snap.
The ball carrier.
Camden Weather, the sophomore defensive lineman, was looking to get to him.
And there's some bad blood in this game, no doubt about it.
Flag is waved off.
Even though they're going to pick up the flag, but these two teams, there's no love lost. It's very clear that they don't like each other. This is a personal game for both of these programs.
Ball placed at the 47-yard line. 43.
It's going to be placed at the 43-yard line, 3rd down and 8. Osmond. And the play didn't go off. Belleville just jumped.
Flag on the play. Legal procedure against the Tractors.
But they're going to call
5-yard
legal
penalty.
procedure on the Tractors.
Replay third down.
And it's going to go back 5 yards.
Moves the ball back to the 38 of the Tractors.
Third down and long. 9 minutes to go in this third quarter. Osman looking to throw to his left. That pass is caught. Hassan Shinawa, the sophomore wide receiver, makes the catch.
One of the few completions in this game in the air for this Fortson offense. Doesn't do much though, as they're still staring at a 4th and 12 situation.
And they're going to bring out the punting unit.
Knocked out of bounds by number 8, Rouser.
Clock continues to run, 8 minutes and 15 seconds here in this third quarter.
Back deep, number 9, Daryl Johnson.
Daryl Johnson back to
In the front,
return.
number 10 for the Tractors, Kareem Olive.
And I'll be interested to see what Belleville does on their first offensive possession of the half. How aggressive are they going to be? Are they going to try to pound it on the ground, or are they going to look to continue to throw and take big chunks of yards at a time and continue to put points up on the board?
Gets it away. That one's going to bounce past the 30 to the 27-yard line of Belleville's, and they're going to get the ball there.
Ollie punt goes out of bounds at the Tigers 27, where they'll take over 1st and 10.
Not a bad punt. And we'll see if this defense can manufacture stops, something they weren't able to do in the first half.
Able to get back out onto the field. Muskegon tied it up with Muskegon Motosaurus at 14 apiece in the fourth quarter. Macomb County scored Chippewa Valley up 24-10 over Romeo.
I want to take a moment here to credit the performance of, you have to talk about the performance of Christian Dury, but you have to talk about the performance of the offensive line. You look at a guy like Ramir Lewis, the 6'7", 350-pound offensive lineman, garnering Division I interest after picking up the sport of football just a few years ago, was looking and hoping to play basketball at the next level, but
Drew Reed almost intercepted looking down the field. That time on that play for Hitchcock.
Lewis picked up football and has shined. His big body that has done a great job protecting his quarterback. And he has, in short years of learning the sport, become a sought-after recruit. In a big senior season, that could get him into a big program. He's talked about wanting to play at his dream school, Michigan. It's a goal of his, a dream of his.
Drew Reed gonna hand it off to Kevin Sims. He gets past to the 40. Nice play right there as well.
47 of the Tractors, Badir.
He gets a first down out of it. Nice run by the freshman.
1st and 10, Belleville.
Getting some time here. 5:23 to go in the third quarter. I formation for the Tigers. 2 players deep for the Tractors. Open on the right side, pass is complete to Johnson before Jones brings him down.
To number 9 of the Tigers, Johnson. Brought down by number 12, Daryl Jones. Takes the ball up to the Tigers 49-yard line.
3rd and 2.
2nd and 2.
2nd and 2. In the same formation again. Drew Reed hands it off with some space. Able to bring it down, past the first down marker and more. That time,
15, the ball to your Cameron Jones.
Cameron Jones. on the
in on
run.
the tackle.
And the offensive line just
Omar
clearing a path. A
Ball.
great job on the
That
outside by
takes it
Cameron
into
Wallace.
Tractor territory to the 42,
The senior
first and 10 Belmont.
just clearing space on the outside. And a nice run comes from it. Great blocking.
Under 4 minutes to go in the third. 56-0 in favor of Belleville. And they're going to run it again. Going to bring it down for more yardage. That's Jones again.
15, Cameron Jones, the ball
And he
carrier.
runs hard. You know, he took a couple hits, kept going.
Number 47.
He just ran
Ali
hard up the
Badir.
middle and got 5 yards.
Pick up a 5, brings up second and 5 for the Tigers.
You don't have to go deep every time. If you mix it up a little bit, able to get some short yards, 4 or 5 yards every time, you're in a good position.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of teams will be able to do that. I mean, if Fortune could do that, could have done that routinely in that first half, could have been a much different game for them, but they weren't able to get that. And when you have, you know, not your RB1, not your RB2 in the game,
Get down the left side. That one is going to be caught. He's able to hold on to it. And it is another Belleville touchdown, this time by the junior Trevor Jones. And that is the 7th touchdown pass for Christian Jewel Reed here tonight. He is having an excellent performance.
well, Alex, I think head coach Jermaine Cromwell would disagree with their idea that you don't have to go deep every time. And, you know, he decided, hey, I'll run it a few times, I'll run a few times. Oh, let me catch him off guard, I'm going to go downfield again. That's what he likes to do. That's, you know, right there, Al, he's telling you, hey, Al, you know, I get it. You don't think we have to go downfield, but we really do. And we're going to continue to. Another 6 points go up on the board for Belleville.
Getting closer and closer. 22 more touchdown passes.
Brewer out for the extra point. Number 9.
We mentioned
Johnson,
earlier,
the home.
only one in the opening week. As Brewer's extra point is up.
Brewer's
That was
kick
hooking towards the
is
left, and
good.
it will stay in. And it's going to be 63-0 in favor of the Tigers.
You've seen how quickly this third quarter has moved compared to the first or second quarter of this game. That running clock, it does not stop unless there's a timeout or an injury. And so far, I haven't had either of those.
A lot of time left in the third quarter as the clock is still continuing to run. Belleville's going to be another interesting team to watch over the course of the season. Let's take a look at their upcoming schedule. We have a second. They will host Wayne Memorial next week, and then they'll go to Westland John Glenn for playing 2 more home games to close out the regular season against Livonia Franklin and Livonia Churchill.
Brewer kick off back deep for the Crackers. Jamal Hannock and number 21.
Fortson will host
Iman
Westland John Glenn
Mahmoud.
for their first home game of the season. Then we'll go to Livonia Churchill 2 weeks from now. Then they'll host Dearborn and Wayne Memorial to close out the season. Nice kick down the field by Brewer. And it's going to be a touchback. Ball's going to be placed at the 20-yard line.
Great kick from Brewer. That's the first one we had of touchbacks today. Nice kick from him. Got a good leg under it.
Crackers will have it.
It's going to end the third quarter 63-0 in favor of the Tigers. It's been all Belleville here tonight over the tractors of Dearborn Fortson. This was a close game last year between these two teams out at Dearborn Fortson.
Yeah, but been a different game here at Belleville 1 year later, Al. This has been a game where from the beginning, from the very beginning, Belleville took it to them. They had a great first return on the opening kick, and then Just a few plays later, they found themselves in the end zone. And then they had a pick six, and that's how the onslaught began. And it came quick and at a fury. And Belleville has not let up in this one, not one bit. That's why we have a 63-0 game.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we begin the fourth quarter, this broadcast is brought to you by the Detroit Free Press, your flagship news and information source for sports in Michigan. The Free Press has launched a new digital subscription model, which gives high school sports fans exclusive access to Mick McCabe's weekly columns, rankings, and predictions. Your support will help the Free Press stream high school football games all season long. Subscribe today at freep.com for our latest promotional offer. Fourth quarter about to begin. We have a new quarterback in for the Tractors here to begin. It's Hassan Shinwa, the backup quarterback for the Tractors.
Number 27, the ball carrier.
And this is, Dearborn Fordson protecting their players. They have not brought out Travis Boston Jr. in the second half. Antonio Gates Jr. not on the field. And now they take off Alex Osman after a slow performance for the junior quarterback. But they're protecting some of their big names. And Kamari Landers, another offensive lineman not on the field.
Hussein Beidu going to be handed off here for the second consecutive play. Looking to find some positive yardage before being brought down by Rouser.
Also in on the play, number 8, Rouser.
As well as Reginald Williams. They bring up third down. 9:40 to go in the game.
And that clock's going to keep ticking in between snaps.
$9:15 to go. Shinwa calling the play. Has space. He's going to hand it off to Beidoun. Hussein Beidoun gets nothing once again, and he gets brought down by a swarm of Tigers.
Caught in the backfield by number 31, Douglas.
Leading the charge, James Robinson. It's going to bring up fourth down with 8:48 to go.
Brings up third down and long for the Tractors.
Scoot out! Scoot out! Scoot out!
Teams are coming back out. Clock continues to run, 8:26 to go.
Kareem Foley to punt. Back deep, number 9.
Ali's going to punt it again. Late substitutions for the Tigers.
Yeah, they're just trying to get 11 men on the field.
Scoot out! Please!
Going to get on that play with Sims before being called for too many men on the field. Gets a friendly kick, friendly bounce for the Tigers near the 35.
Down by number 25.
That's where they'll begin.
Shinawa.
Got some other scores. Here's a surprising one from the Kensington Lakes Activity Association, the West Division. Northville defeating Brighton 24-14. Brighton, who made it to the finals last year.
But will take over at the
We're upset by Northville tonight.
Yeah, not a score you expected to, a final you expected to hear. Obviously Brighton, the top team in Division I.
Seven minutes to go. Going to hand it off to Alexander. He gets brought down at the end of the play by Jones. gets on there that time.
The ball carrier,
Muhammad
Alexander, brought down
Abutam
by number 12,
makes the play as
Daryl
well.
Jones. Good for a Tigers first down. Ball at the 27.
Ball at the 27. Ball's loose on the play. Alexander lost it. Johnson was the quarterback in replace of Dew Reed late in the ball game. We do got a flag with 6:08 remaining.
Flag on the play. Ball carrier was number 25, Alexander. Recovered by Alexander.
It's going
Yeah,
to be
let's-
taking some time.
There's some deliberation over where the flag's thrown at. The officials taking their time.
5.5 remaining here in this one. Belleville's walking back.
Personal foul against the Tractors.
It's going to be a personal foul called on Fortson, and it's going to result in an automatic first down. Ball's going to move up 15 yards.
Penalty against the Tractors.
You know, Belleville doesn't need any help with this, but Fortson, you know, it's not just now. They've throughout the whole game have given help as picking up silly penalties, personal fouls.
Second down and about 3 for the
That when this
Tigers.
game was closer meant something. You know, you don't want to just give up personal foul after personal foul when you're already playing a really good team.
A nice trick play here on the run, looking to go into the end zone. And it's going to be a touchdown for the Tigers. Making that play was Kobe Langford once again, but a flag is thrown in the back. And another one.
Number 24 was the ball carrier, Kobe Langford.
Looked like they were giving it to Johnson. He was going to hand it off.
We're going to do some more standing around.
And we'll see what the call is. Looks like Belleville's thinking this touchdown will not stand.
Well, there was an initial flag, and then there was a flag late, and it looked like it was near the sideline of Fortson. You wondered if it was Coach Zaban who may have picked up the flag.
Officials talking over to the Belleville sideline. And penalties for both teams will offset.
Touchdown was good, but there's 2 penalties on the play. Contact to the head against the Tractors, as well as unsportsmanlike conduct against the Tractors.
It's been good for the Tigers here tonight. And they're going to say the touchdown will stand. Langford will get credited.
Kobe Langford was in for the Tiger touchdown.
Two and a half remaining here in this one.
In for the extra point.
Then you have to give all the props in the world for Belleville for the statement that they made today. If the state wasn't already on high alert, they are now. This Belleville team is back, maybe better than ever. An incredible performance for this team after week 1, where some were questioning the legitimacy of this group and their return to the field. They've been very, very good in this game.
They're taking all the time letting this clock run down as much as possible. Minute 35 remaining. Both of these teams looking to move on into next week. Like we mentioned earlier, Fordson will host Westland John Glenn. Belleville will host Wayne Memorial. And it's going to be no good. That's a second miss by Brewer here tonight. So it'll be 69-0 in the final minute. And Belleville looking to make the expectations to get to the state championship this year after falling short to Brighton in the semifinals.
Yeah, there's some work to do for Fordson, but Belleville, a dominant win. I mean, these are two teams that you obviously know Belleville is going to continue to be a powerhouse, but we'll see how Fordson responds. An 0-2 start to the season is never easy. You know, it's going to be a tough situation in the locker room as a team to say, look, we started off the year 0-2. What are we really about? Are we going to turn this around? Do we have the commitment? Do we have the perseverance in us to try to turn things around? That's what this Fordson team is going to have to do as they head into the locker room after a bad loss for the program. And we'll see for them. Obviously, they're going to get into the playoffs this year, as all states or as all teams in the state do. But a 6-game season, there's not a ton of time to turn things around, and it's never an easy schedule for them. So they're going to have to figure this out and figure it out quickly here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be ending the ball game. The final score here tonight: the Belleville Tigers 69, and the Dearborn Fordson Tractors nothing here at this one. That's going to do it for us here tonight. On behalf of everyone here at the Detroit Free Press, on behalf of my partner Aaron Johnson, I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's Detroit Free Press Game of the Week, and we'll see you next time right here on the Detroit Free Press. Good night, everyone, from Belleville.